The weight of life. How the burdens we carry add up over time. Life is constantly changing and evolving. By the time we reach 70, we carry with us responsibilities, dreams, fears, and expectations. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, are these things still necessary? Are old beliefs and habits holding you back from fully enjoying the present? In this video, we'll explore 9 things that no longer make sense after turning 70. Let's dive in and discover what we can let go of to live lighter and more fulfilled. As we age, it's easy to hold on to patterns that once made sense, but now feel outdated. These habits, often unnoticed, can become invisible weights that keep us from finding truth, peace, and joy. What if you could let go of just one unnecessary burden today? How much lighter would you feel? In this video, we'll uncover those small things that seem insignificant but can make a big difference in living a more meaningful life after 70. If you enjoy the video, please like and comment with a 2 to show your love. If you think there's room for improvement, drop a heart and a 7 to help us grow. Don't forget to subscribe to Gohar Journey for more inspiring content. 1. Letting go of the need to be useful to everyone. For most of us, the belief that we need to be useful runs deep. We are often taught from a young age that our value lies in what we can do for others, whether it's for our family, friends, or community. We grow up with the idea that we must always be contributing, always being helpful, always being productive. This belief becomes deeply ingrained and feels almost instinctual. We assume that if we're not being useful, we're not living up to our potential, or worse, that we're failing as people. This constant drive to be useful can start early in life when we take on roles like being a parent, a spouse, or the dependable friend who everyone turns to. Over time, these roles can become so entrenched that we forget to ask ourselves if we actually want to continue them. It becomes a habit, a belief that if we're not helping, we're somehow failing or not worthy. Eventually, as life starts to change, especially as we reach 70 and beyond, we need to come to terms with an important truth. We do not need to be useful to everyone to be loved or respected. We do not need to say yes to every request or sacrifice our own well-being just to be seen as valuable. Life teaches us that constantly striving to be available to others leaves no time for our own peace. And if we do not take care of ourselves, who will? The truth is, our value does not come from how many people we help or how many problems we solve. Our worth does not depend on how much we do for others or how many roles we fulfill. The love we have given, the kindness we have shared, and the moments we have spent with others are what truly matter. These are the things that define our value. What's truly remarkable is that when we finally allow ourselves to step back, we realize that the world keeps spinning. Life continues without us needing to be at the center of it all. People learn to solve their own problems, and things often work themselves out. We do not need to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. It is not our responsibility alone, and it never has been. Learning to set boundaries and respect our own limits can be incredibly liberating. It is a process that takes time and can feel uncomfortable at first, especially when we are so used to putting others first. There is often a hidden fear that if we are not always there, we will be valued less. But those who truly care about us do not need us to be useful all the time. Our presence, our kindness, and our love are enough. By letting go of the constant need to be useful, we make space for something even more precious. The pleasure of simply being present in our own lives, being at peace, and feeling comfortable in our own skin. Living beyond 70 is about realizing that we have already done so much, and now it's time to just be. What's one thing you can say no to today to honor your own well-being? How would that change the way you feel about yourself? 2. The fear of growing old. Growing old is something we all know will happen, yet it's something very few of us are prepared to accept. From the time we are young, we are taught that aging is synonymous with loss of vitality, strength, and relevance. Society doesn't make it any easier. Everywhere we look, youth is celebrated, and the message is clear. Life is valuable when you are young, beautiful, and capable. This fear of aging grows quietly over the years, like a shadow we can't quite shake. It takes root in our minds, fed by societal expectations and beliefs that youth equals value. As each birthday comes and goes, we may find ourselves dreading the passage of time, worrying that we are losing more than we are gaining. But what if we changed the way we see aging? What if growing old wasn't something to fear, but rather a privilege to be celebrated? Because the truth is, time doesn't take away what truly matters. Instead, it adds value to our lives in ways that youth simply cannot. Every wrinkle is a line that tells a story of laughter, of tears, of moments lived fully. Every grey hair is a badge of experience, a mark of the wisdom we have gained along the way. Each memory is a treasure that only we can hold. Instead of fearing time, we should learn to see it as a gift. Reaching 70 means we no longer need to chase the illusion of eternal youth. We can let go of the fear that we are losing something with each passing year. We can accept the changes in our bodies, our minds, and our lives, and we can embrace the serenity that comes with age. Aging doesn't diminish our value, it enhances it. It brings us closer to what truly matters: love, connection, and inner peace. True beauty lies not in how we look or what we can do, but in the person we become over time. And when we stop fearing the passage of time, we start to appreciate the beauty in every phase of life. We learn to find joy in the present moment without the pressure of what comes next. Have you ever thought about what your wrinkles and grey hairs represent? Could they be the markers of a life well lived rather than something to hide? The illusion of perfection. For much of our lives, we are taught to strive for perfection. We're told we need to be the perfect parent, the perfect partner, the perfect professional. We hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, believing that if we fall short, we have somehow failed. We think that if everything isn't perfect, then we're not enough. But perfection is an illusion. It's an unattainable ideal that leaves us feeling exhausted, defeated, and constantly disappointed. We try so hard to get everything right that we forget to actually live. We miss out on the beauty of imperfection, the beauty of simply being human. The truth is, nothing is perfect. Not our lives, not the people around us, not even our dreams. Life is full of flaws, mistakes, and unexpected detours, and that's exactly what makes it beautiful. It's in the imperfections that we find growth, connection, and meaning. As we get older, we have an opportunity to let go of the illusion of perfection. We no longer need to be the best at everything. We can finally give ourselves permission to be who we are: imperfect, flawed, and beautifully human. We don't need to prove anything to anyone, not even to ourselves. The effort we have put into our lives is enough. By letting go of the pursuit of perfection, we allow ourselves to truly appreciate life for what it is: unpredictable, messy, and full of surprises. We learn to accept things as they are, without always trying to make them better, and in that acceptance, we find peace. What would happen if you stopped striving for perfection? How much more joy could you find in simply being yourself, flaws and all? The overload of information and connectivity. In today's world, we are constantly connected. From the moment we wake up, we reach for our phones, checking emails, messages, and news updates before we've even had a chance to sip our coffee. Our minds are already buzzing with information. We're bombarded with alerts, notifications, and headlines, and it can feel like we're drowning in a sea of information. It's as if the world never stops talking, and out of habit or fear of missing out, we feel the need to listen to it all. But what we don't realise is that this constant flow of information is weighing us down. It creates a sense of urgency, a feeling that we're always behind, always needing to catch up. Do we really need to know everything all the time? Do we need to follow every news story, respond to every message, or stay updated on every event? The truth is, most of what we consume isn't urgent. It doesn't require our immediate attention, and it often adds unnecessary stress to our lives. The more connected we are to the outside world, the more disconnected we become from ourselves. We forget to listen to our own thoughts, to reflect on our own feelings, and to take the time to understand what we truly need. It's as if we're always consuming but never really digesting. There comes a point when we must choose to step away from the noise. Disconnecting isn't selfish. It's a way of protecting our peace. It's a way of giving ourselves the space to reconnect with what truly matters, our inner voice, our loved ones, and our sense of well-being. By turning off our phones, stepping away from the screens, and allowing ourselves moments of silence, we find clarity, calm, and connection. When was the last time you put your phone down and simply listened to your own thoughts? Could disconnecting from the world help you reconnect with yourself? 5. Holding on to old roles and labels. Throughout our lives, we take on different roles. We become parents, spouses, professionals, and friends. These roles help shape our identity, and they give our lives meaning. But as we grow older, many of these roles naturally come to an end. Children grow up, careers change, and relationships evolve. And yet, we often find ourselves holding on to these old roles, even when they no longer fit us. We cling to these roles because they have been a part of us for so long. They gave us purpose and a sense of who we were. Letting go of them can feel like losing a part of ourselves. But what we often forget is that our identity is not fixed. We are not just the roles we have played. We are so much more than that. Reaching the age of 70 is a chance to rediscover who we are beyond the roles we've fulfilled. It's an opportunity to explore new interests, try new things, and redefine ourselves. Just because we're no longer in the same role doesn't mean we've lost our purpose. We have simply entered a new phase, one that allows us to explore new possibilities. There is nothing wrong with recognizing that certain chapters of our lives have come to a close. Letting go of old roles is not about losing who we are. It's about expanding our identity to include all the things we can still become. Are you still holding on to a role that no longer fits you? How might letting go of it allow you to discover something new about yourself? 6. Asking for help. Finding strength in vulnerability. Asking for help can be incredibly challenging. We grow up with the belief that independence is strength, and that asking for support is a sign of weakness. We tell ourselves that we should be able to handle everything on our own, that we shouldn't need anyone else. As we get older, this belief only becomes more ingrained. We want to prove that we're still capable, that we can manage without burdening others. But the truth is, none of us are meant to carry the weight of the world alone. Independence is important, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't reach out when we need it. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It takes courage to admit when we need support, and it takes strength to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. By asking for help, we open ourselves up to deeper connections with those around us. We give others the opportunity to show their love and care, and we allow ourselves to receive that love without shame or guilt. There is no shame in needing help, whether it's for a big challenge or a small task. By letting go of the fear of asking for help, we allow ourselves to live more fully, to connect more deeply, and to lighten the burdens we carry. What's one area of your life where you could use some support? How might asking for help actually bring you closer to the people around you? 7. Breaking free from old routines. Routines give our lives structure and stability. They provide comfort and predictability, and for a time, they serve us well. But over the years, some routines lose their purpose. We continue to follow them simply out of habit, without considering whether they still bring us joy or fulfillment. Breaking free from old routines can be difficult. There is a sense of safety in the familiar, even if it no longer serves us. But by holding on to outdated routines, we risk missing out on new opportunities and experiences that could bring us joy. At this stage in life, we have the chance to let go of routines that no longer make sense, and to create new ones that bring us fulfillment. Maybe it's time to take a different route on your morning walk, or to let go of a daily task that has become a burden. By allowing ourselves to step out of the familiar, we open ourselves to new possibilities and new joys. Are there routines in your life that no longer serve you? What new experiences could you invite into your life if you broke free from them? Slowing down, the beauty of being present. For much of our lives, we are in a hurry, rushing from one task to the next, always feeling like there's never enough time. We hurry through our days, our meals, our conversations. We believe that productivity is the key to a fulfilling life, and we measure our worth by how much we can get done. But life isn't a race. The faster we rush, the less we experience the present moment. Slowing down allows us to savor life, to truly be present in each moment without worrying about what comes next. Imagine taking your time with your morning coffee, sitting in silence, feeling the warmth of the cup in your hands and savouring every sip. Imagine going for a walk and truly noticing the world around you, the colours of the trees, the sounds of birds, the feeling of the breeze. These simple moments, when experienced fully, bring a depth of joy that cannot be found in a rushed life. Slowing down means letting go of the need to do everything quickly. It means choosing quality over quantity, presence over productivity. When we slow down, we find that life doesn't need to be filled with tasks to be meaningful. The simplest moments, moments of stillness, of quiet, of connection, are often the most fulfilling. When was the last time you truly slowed down and allowed yourself to enjoy a moment fully? How might your life change if you embraced a slower pace? Letting go of grudges and past hurts. As we go through life, we accumulate emotional wounds, grudges, resentments, and disappointments. We carry these feelings with us, sometimes for years, without realizing the weight they add to our lives. We replay old hurts, reliving painful memories, hoping to find a sense of justice or closure. But holding on to these negative emotions does nothing to heal us. In fact, it only keeps us trapped in a cycle of pain. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It does not serve us. It only hurts us. Often, the people who have hurt us may not even remember what they did. By holding on to these old wounds, we're allowing the past to control our present. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened or excusing someone's behaviour. It's about choosing to no longer let those events have power over us. It's an act of self-liberation, a way of letting go of the weight that has been holding us back. Forgiving others allows us to move forward with lightness and freedom. It makes room for new joys, new connections, and new opportunities. What hurt from the past are you still carrying with you? Could today be the day you choose to forgive and set yourself free? 10. Embracing the lightness of being. As we reach the age of 70, we are given the unique opportunity to shed everything that no longer serves us. Whether it's letting go of the need to be useful, the fear of aging, or the illusion of perfection, each step we take toward letting go brings us closer to our true selves. We no longer need to prove anything to anyone. We have lived, we have loved, we have faced challenges, and we have grown. Now, it's time to enjoy the journey, to savour the moments, and to find peace in simply being. Life is not about accumulating more things, more titles, more achievements. Life is about finding joy in what is essential. It's about embracing simplicity, connection, and love. The lightness of being is about letting go of everything that weighs us down and embracing the beauty of the present moment. What's one thing you could let go of today to embrace more lightness in your life? How might that change the way you experience each day? If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment with a 2 to show your love. If you feel there's room for improvement, drop a heart and a comment so we can make the next one even better. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe to Gohar Journey for more insightful content on living a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life.